Hey, thanks for joining us. This is podcast 4 for our store, and we're excited today to have a great representative of a product that's been out for a little while that we have in the store, and he's got some exciting news about some stuff there. I want to introduce Giddy Lopez.
Hi, guys.
He's been with Hostel Supplements. He's director of sales for Hostel, and he also is the creator, inventor, and owner of BashMouth energizing gum, which we're going to talk about also. That's his passion, and we want to talk and see how that's developing for him. So, Giddy, nice to see you today.
Thank you so much.
So, kind of tell me a little bit about what got you into supplements and in the industry in general, and then kind of align yourself with Hostel and then your product.
Sure, yeah. So I've been in the nutraceutical industry for about 17 years. Coming up 17 or 18, around there. I started off as a very skinny guy, not knowing anything at all. I got introduced by one of my friends who was a big power lifter. We're both little kids. We're going to the gym. We're going to Planet Fitness, and all of a sudden I just got the gym bug. Just like that. All of a sudden, because of the gym bug, I started just looking at nutrition in a different way, where it's like, how do I gain weight? How do I get bigger? Yeah. Then because of that bug, it just snowball effect. Then I went to school for it. Then I went to, then I started working with GNC, became a store manager, and then a regional sales director. And then I just moved up the ladder with GNC. Then it was more of like my career just hit off right after that. As soon as that happened, and this is just a very brief summary of everything. Then after that, I became personal trainer, while simultaneously being still in the nutraceutical side. Then went into the role of what else is out there? Yeah. What else do I want to learn? Because when I dive into something, I want to go all in. So then I was looking at like the reps that were coming into our stores, like, gosh, they live such a great life traveling and just being that kind of salesperson that they just want to communicate with somebody. Yeah. So then I got involved, and I was like, man, what if I became a rep for a company? And what goes into it as far as details, as far as like, how do I do the proteins, the aminos, things like that? Then the opportunity arose, and I worked for a company called Performix. They're known for app cuts or SST. I was there for a while. Then that door closed, and I became VP for Cage Muscle. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then after that, I opened up my own gym simultaneously. And while I was doing that, the doors closed for Cage Muscle, and I became a national sales for EHP Labs. Yes. Then that doors closed because of the pandemic. Yeah. While simultaneously I had the gym. The opportunity opened, another opportunity opened with Goalie Nutrition. And I was just there very briefly, and then Hostel came. Okay. And while I was doing while I was doing the gym, I closed the doors for Goalie because I was developing my product. Okay. And that's a very brief summary of how Giddy's life became.
So how did you what was it about Hostel that kind of drew you to being representative for their company?
So while being in Cage Muscle, yeah, I became really good friends with the VP of marketing. Her name is Summer. And Summer happens to be married to Fuad. Okay. Yeah, so Fuad, yep, yeah. Fuad was also our athlete at Cage Muscle. Yeah. And when I saw this man in person, I think we were in Texas, and we went to go do like a trade show. I kid you not, I was driving, and this guy's just this gigantic, and we were in such a small car. And all I was thinking about was the Mr. Incredible. How he was in such a little car, which is gigantic. He was like literally pushing me while I was driving. But yeah, we became friends, and life went on. Yeah. And so when I was always keeping in touch with them, they opened up Hostel, and you know, they were always asking me questions about sales and how do we do XYZ, and I'm always there to help.
Yeah,
because I want everyone to succeed, and it doesn't matter about any small details as far as like financial, whatever. I'm always there to help.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, when I did develop this, Fuad, I get a call from Fuad, and he says, Giddy, I want something that you have, and I have something that you need. I'm like, fantastic. What is it? Okay. He says, why don't you come work for me while I use my platform to advertise for you? Okay. And I'm like, done deal. Yeah. Like, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are Canadian. Yes. Automatically, you guys are nice. Yeah, right. So that's how it all started. Okay. And so we developed this relationship where it's more of a partnership than anything else. And we're helping each other out. And that's how Hostel was involved in.
Now with Hostel, I know that they have product lines that have been there since they started, but are they looking to do any new product developments that are coming down the pike?
As a matter of fact, there is. Yeah. There is a pre-workout called V2 that's about to launch here in a couple of months. It's a very high stim pre. Okay. Those are for those junkies that just love that extra push. Mm-hmm. I believe in January there's going to be and I'm not sure if I should say this or not, but I think it's great to talk about this, is the foundation line, which would be like the greens, the fish oil, all the things that are the foundation of, like, you know,
fitness and health. Yeah,
overall health. Correct.
Cool.
So yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah. So they're expecting to have launches either every other month or every month. Okay. And they want to keep it like that so that they can be innovative and they can excite the customer.
Because that's good. Because that part of it needs to make the customers that you have, the base you have, kind of get more involved in new product development and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So with regards to the products, I want to kind of go into your passion too with BashMouth and what made you decide to develop this, because it's kind of unique in the sense that there isn't another product that has this kind of appeal and what it does for people, and we've had great results with the people that have used it, and they like the flavor, they like the effects that it stays and the time it stays with them for their workout. It's not like a super high energy, but it creates a steady energy throughout the whole hour. So how did you decide this was kind of the niche you wanted to go into?
So first and foremost, like, this is my baby. I want this to be in everybody's shelves. I want this to be in every gas station, in every nutrition store. Yeah. I want this to be everywhere. And the reason for it works. There's no artificial anything. There's no dyes. There's nothing that's going to harm you. Yeah. Now, researching gum, naturally, you're looking at, like, okay, what's going to give me fresh breath? Mm-hmm. You know, that's the first thing. But being in the nutraceutical side, you have to look at the ingredients. That's the first thing I look at no matter what. Like proteins, protein bars, you look at the nutrition facts. Mm-hmm. Look at the profile. Anything that says proprietary blend, I kind of stay away from, because I want to know specific, like, ingredients. Yeah. Like, I want to know exactly what's going to go in my body, because that's what I enjoy. So if you ever decided to look at gum in general, they have a ton of dyes. They have a ton of artificial flavors. Yep. They have different sweeteners. Mm-hmm. Aspartame is a big one. If you're aware, aspartame is a 300 times more percentage of, like, sugar, which is also tracking in cancer. Just harmful crap. Yeah. And so BashMouth is an all-natural gum. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, there is science proof that Gum, as you chew it, works your brain. Like naturally, you're going to be focused. Even if you're driving on the road and you chew a gum, you're more alert than an energy drink.
Yeah.
So, what do people love? They love energy, and they love fresh breath, maybe. Yeah. So, BashMouth has a liquid center that technically is sublingual. I shouldn't say sublingual legally, but we call it the first bypass.
Right.
So it doesn't go through the digestive system. It just goes straight through. You're going to feel it immediately. You're going to feel very alert, but in a very nice, steady way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So BashMouth became a necessity where it's like, I need that now on a good drive, on a good workout, especially like there's so much stuff out there. There's energy drinks that are like 150 milligrams of caffeine to 400. I personally don't think that you need all that.
Yeah.
I think if you have good natural sources, Mother Nature kicks in, and by Mother Nature, natural ingredients kick in, and they should work immedially.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great concept. It's been unique. I mean, like in the sense that what it does and allows people experience in their workouts to use this product there. And then I totally see where it is. I know you've developed. I know you had the original flavor for a while, but now you have a new flavor. Kind of tell us about that. Why open it up here?
So next flavor. So the first flavor we have is the spearmint. Second flavor. This one means more to me than anything else in this world, other than my kids. This one's called Poppy Sour Apple. Poppy Sour Apple has been developed since February of 2020. Where are we? 2022. And the reason for it, my father-in-law, and this gets BashMouth in general is a very like. Not only is it my company, but it's also like it means from the heart. Mm-hmm. If you ever go to our website, you're going to see an older gentleman. That's my father-in-law. He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Mm-hmm. And my goal was to have this up and running and successful so that I can get him his dream, and that's to live in Montana. So that's how Poppy, we're naming it after him. He's the strongest freaking human being I've ever come across. Literally the strongest freaking man I've ever known. So caffeine and energy together with the strong guy. Yeah. We have this. So think about Granny Apple.
Yep.
Automatically you feel the apple taste to it.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely has that sourness to it, and the apple comes through as you continue chewing it. There, it's the sour is like in the beginning, the rush, like with the original flavor, you have that rush of the spearmint in there, and this is a little more subtle than the spearmint is, but definitely sour in the beginning, but the apple part continues on there. And I like the fact that it's gluten-free, it's got 0 sugar, it's a vegan product there, so and it's a natural caffeine, so it's a great product. I don't think it needs any more sour to it. We can have other people check it out, but it certainly has the sour right in the beginning there. So I don't know if the coating around it would improve that at all, but no, I think it's
perfect. Yeah,
I think it's good with what it is.
That's great feedback. That's what I wanted. We developed 2 of them. One of them having like a sour coating, like a Sour Patch Kid, and then this one with no coating into it, because I know the flavor already is strong.
Yeah,
but it's also like tasty.
Yeah.
You guys want to try it? Yeah. Awesome.
Here, we'll toss it over to you there.
So another thing with this one, we developed this flavor just because Some people didn't enjoy the spearmint. Honestly, I was getting a haircut the other day, and my barber was like, "You should do a peppermint one." I'm like, "What the hell's the difference between peppermint and spearmint? They're both the same." He's like, "No, peppermint is more sweeter. It's sweeter."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's still gonna hit you very, very quick with like that mint."
Yes.
And so I was thinking like, "Oh man, sweet. Like, I guess people like sweet, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
another sweet product.
So, what have been kind of the positive and negative experiences with this product? Can you kind of share that?
Absolutely, yeah. The first one is like the bitterness. A lot of people don't know what real caffeine tastes like. Caffeine is bitter, like naturally it's bitter.
Yeah.
So trying to kind of introduce a real caffeine into a product is difficult because you have to like figure out like the flavoring. You have to kind of like hide that bitterness to like something that kind of goes together. So spearmint, right? You'll feel the bitterness, but then the spearmint will kick in and it'll kind of erase that bitterness quickly. Right. Sour apple, all of a sudden you're thinking of sour. Naturally, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm expecting something sour and bitter." So together it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bitterness is honestly the only thing that I'm seeing, and that it's a big piece of gum. It's a big bubblicious. Yeah. But a lot of people like that. They like the bubblicious taste to it. They like the cloud of the gum.
Okay. Yeah. It is.
So
Yeah. Is this gum? I know it's got the caffeine in it. Does it help you burn fat?
Sometimes it does. Naturally, caffeine speeds up the metabolism naturally.
Okay.
I wouldn't first say like burning fat, but it will help.
Yeah.
It would definitely will help. I mean, you're staying focused. So if your goal is to losing weight, I mean, there's other things you can do with it, but this helps you focus getting into the game.
Yeah.
You know?
How long say if I had this, I just started chewing it. How long would the effects last for say the typical workout?
So naturally, pre-workouts, they last an hour? Because you're chewing this and the flavor's still there and it's in the cavity of the gum.
Yeah.
Every time you're chewing it, you're releasing those liquids.
Okay.
So it can last all the way to 2 hours, 3 hours.
Okay.
Depending on how much you chew.
Yeah.
It never loses the flavor. That's the cool thing about BashMouth.
Yeah.
Never loses the flavor. So.
But does the caffeine still slow release over that whole thing?
Yep, absolutely. Every time you're still chewing, you're releasing with your saliva and the gum. It releases slowly. Yeah. You're constantly getting something.
Yeah, and people need to understand, yes, it's only 130 of caffeine, but the thing that you kind of touched on real quick, which I need to, be a little bit with regards to the medical background, is you're bypassing your digestive system. And all these caffeinated beverages and things like that are so high is because you have to go through the first pass. I mean, you have to go through your digestive system, which is going to not necessarily absorb everything. It's not going to necessarily process all that caffeine, so you aren't going to get totally 300 milligrams caffeine in your drink, because
that you are right.
Yeah. So you do.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. So by doing it, again, I'm going to use the word sublingual, you're bypassing, you're directly absorbing into the bloodstream, and it allows you to decrease the amount of actual caffeine you need for the effect that you're trying to get. And so that's the whole part of it too. And so that makes a big difference in how readily it's available in your bloodstream, because that's the whole idea, is what's available in your bloodstream is what's really going to give you the effect. And digestion doesn't really give you that. Okay, so yeah, that's a good thing to.
You hit it on the money.
Yeah.
Like as far as like energy drinks, 300 milligrams of caffeine, cool, but you're gonna get half of that.
Yeah.
Because it has to break down. So this is why, back to the why did you create this? Because I want to give you I want to give you a real product that will work.
Yeah.
So
this is a good replacement. So for those people, give me your kind of ideal people this would be good for. Because we have people come here all the time that say, you know, I'm trying to stay away from caffeine, that kind of stuff, and or like first timers, and or just basically people that are looking for a pre-workout that has, you know, 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. So you see this as being a replacement for those people in a pre-workout?
So I used to be that kind of person where I'm like, I need a lot of stim so that I can get my workout crazy.
Yeah.
I want that pump to last. I want all this to keep going. So what I did is like, let me cut off on the caffeine because my receptors are clogged up with so much caffeine. Let me restart this with taking ashwagandha, with taking cleansers, doing all this, and let me restart my entire system. So what I did is I got a stim-free pre-workout just so that I can get the real pump to it, to dilate my veins, let the blood flow, added carbs to it so that I can get the natural energy coming from that, so my pumps can be even bigger, and then add energy towards the middle of my workout. That is replacing my caffeine already. So now I'm like taking the pump and adding caffeine towards the end so that I can finish strong. So
that's
that
the BashMouth would be
that's
good for. Yeah,
that's exactly
there. So I had to think about it that way, is to kind of get that going in the middle of the
Yep,
workout.
right in the middle. You start strong, finish harder.
Yeah.
So I mean, even with BashMouth, like this can be for literally anyone. Doctors, staying focused, pilots. Like, you know, they have to put, I don't know if you know this, but pilots have to put it on cruise control so that they can go pee really quick because they're drinking coffee.
Right.
I just took that out.
Yeah.
I took that obstacle out, and all you can do is chew. You don't have to go to the bathroom anymore. You're truck drivers, teachers. I remember talking to a teacher when I was young, and I remember she would lean over me, and all I can say, like, oh my God, her breath stinks.
Yeah.
like this, because she had coffee. So she had coffee breath. This takes that away. And now they're focused, they're more engaged with the students, and now they, you know, they're more alert.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Do you think is there someone who works out in the evening, this would be a good way to go?
Yes and no. And here's my opinion on this one. It's a low enough dose of caffeine where you can feel awake. But then those people that are sensitive to caffeine, they might not be able to sleep a little bit later.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is hydration. Just hydrate as much as you can. That way, if you did have this in the evening, you can flush that out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good thing. So, can this be taken with other supplements without cross act?
Absolutely. Look, I know that there's coffee lovers. I know there's energy drink lovers. This is enough where you're not surpassing your limits. Like, technically, part of the FDA is don't consume over 400 milligrams a day. This is 130.
Yep.
You can synergistically use this with anything else.
Yep.
So you can have your coffee in the morning, and if you're feeling that slump coming at 3 o'clock, there's BashMouth.
Good.
You know?
Okay, makes sense. So where do you see? So we're going to go kind of into the future now. Where do you see BashMouth in the future for you?
Great question. BashMouth is already an innovative product. It truly is an innovative product. There's nothing out there like this. This is the future to me. So I will keep going on to that innovative space, and I'll create something that's so different and not in the industry. I don't want to be the copycat that copies other proteins. I don't want to do that. I've been in this space for so long that I know if I did a protein or a pre-workout, it's just like, oh, that's just another guy. Like, I want to stand out. Like, all my life I've been a little bit different. I want to keep doing that with this. So I will keep doing something. I have other ideas that I think we can do. And it's just, I got to risk it to get the biscuit on this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just in regards to just, I mean, you've been in the supplement industry for a while. So where do you see the supplement industry just in general, say a few years down the road? Where do you, the trends that things are going, where do you think we're seeing supplements going to?
So I think popular products that were popular then are vanishing. And the reason for it, people now are becoming smart. At least I like to believe they're becoming smarter. So they're looking at supplement facts, and they're looking at the proprietary blends. They're looking at, oh, this ingredient is a little bit cheaper than this one, but that doesn't mean that I should take this one just because it's cheaper. They're becoming aware of, like, the I guess the woke culture, and so those companies are being vanished because they're not getting them anymore. They're getting products like, and not to have Hostel as a plug-in, but Hostel, it's full disclosure. It tells you exactly what you're doing. It's, if you're a bodybuilder, you're going to look at every little detail in that thing. And so I think the trend is becoming more natural, more full disclosed ingredients. So I think that's where the industry is going. Obviously, it's going where they're collaborating with people like Dunkin' Donuts or Sour Patch Kids, like these big name brands where they can kind of trick the customer into thinking like, oh my God, I know exactly what that tastes like, and now substituting with health.
Right.
You know, so I think that's where the industry is going, and I think it's going to keep going that way. Getting rid of the trash in a respectful way, and getting into the high-end Ferraris, Mercedes type of things of supplements.
Okay. So, I mean, there's some good things in the supplement industry that, you know, for the road ahead, it looks good there. What do you think, aspect-wise, in that supplement industry that you wouldn't like to see grow anymore?
I hate to say this, but like the cutthroat.
Give an example there.
So perfect example is companies going out for other companies, like, oh, this company is doing XYZ, don't get them, get us. I think everyone should stick to their lanes, stop worrying about other people, and just keep going with your avenue, your street, your customers. And if people happen to come across yours and get yours, and cool. But don't bash on anybody else. There's so much pie for everyone. Okay. Just keep to your lane. And the thing is, that's what I'm seeing in the industry is people just cutthroating each other instead of helping each other out. Like, there's so much cruelty in the world. You're continuing doing that by talking about each other in a negative way instead of just like encouraging people. You know, like, hey, cool. Hey, you see that protein? Yeah, that's great. Take it if you want it. Like, do you see that one? Oh, you like that one? Cool.
A lot of what happens and what's driving supplements is influencers, okay, and especially on social media and things like that. What do you think of that part in how supplements are being driven through influencers?
I hate it. I truly hate it. And the reason for that is an influencer shouldn't influence you in getting a product. You should educate yourself. You should always tell yourself, like, is this good for me, or because in such and such person is taken and I want to look like that. Everyone's body's different. Like, you will never look like a C-Bump. You will never look like a Jay Cutler. You will never look like a Fuad. That takes years and dedication, and not that they don't have that, it's just different genes, different things. So if an influencer is telling you, like, hey, take this to look like me, that won't happen. I think everyone should try to test them for themselves, and if they like it and they see results, like, fantastic. Like, for instance, we have a guy named a new athlete, he's becoming extremely popular. His name's Sam, 21-year-old kid, blowing up in the internet. And everyone just keeps either bashing on him or giving him like the praise that he deserves. But back to the bashing, like he's doing incorrect forms or taking horrible supplements or whatever negative things they're gotta say. The thing is, this kid looks phenomenal. He looks like a bodybuilder, and it's working for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't critique that, right?
You cannot critique that.
Yeah.
Like if it's working for him, let him do his thing. Yeah. Stay in your lane. Yeah. Once again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the big part for people when they see these influencers and come in and they're like, you know, there's one product in particular that I'll just mention as Gorilla Mind. Okay, you know, typical. I mean, they have so much engagement on social media with regards to that, and really the product is not as well received by our critiques as it is with you know these people that come in. And the funny thing is that now they're becoming even more involved because they finally released it and let you know other places like Vitamin Shop and those places now sell it. So it's become this big thing now for everybody to do. And I'm just waiting to see when the wave just kind of stops, because it's just everyone is so excited because now they can get this product, and it's just like, no, it's really not what you think it is. Okay, so like you said, they're going to see the results, and if the results don't match what they're looking for, hopefully they don't keep continuing to use that product just because it's the name. Okay, and that's real. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because we kind of jumped on the bandwagon way too early with Gorilla Mind, and would I jump on it again? Probably not, because it just doesn't live up to the hype and everything like that other products do. Okay? I mean, like your product. So it does work. It does do what it says it does. And so the expectations, you just set them too high, and you know people are just gonna just anticipate that anytime they go to buy it. Yeah. Okay, so that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Another just to add on yours or piggyback on yours, like the supplement industry, like those bigger guys. You know, recently one of them in particular, there was found that for instance, their protein wasn't given what the crowd thinks that they were going to give. Like for instance, they said that they were giving them 25 grams of protein.
Yeah.
In reality, they weren't getting 25 grams of protein. They were getting 10.
Yeah.
And everything else was with the fillers.
Yes.
So it's like companies like that are going to vanish because the truth will come out.
Yeah.
And taste, quality, all that stuff, people are going to know because they're woke.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're going to have those brands just vanishing, and then the ones that are doing it right and the ones that are doing it clean and purposeful, like they're gonna make it work.
Yeah, that's you touch on a point that I really want to make sure people understand, is that there are very similar products that are sold in nutrition stores that are being sold into these big box stores, okay? And the price is ridiculously lower. And there's a reason that the price is ridiculously lower, because you're not getting the same product that you're getting in the supplement stores, okay? It's been changed. It's been, like you say, filler kind of added to it. It's the same weight. The same weight as what you had for a product in a supplement store, but the filler aspect has been manipulated, and the quality of that product is not there. But yes, people sit there and buy it, and they just, and I get to talk to them when they come in here, and I'm like, oh yeah, this stuff really messed up my stomach, digestive system, all that stuff, and it tasted horrible. And I said, well, it's not supposed to be like that if you're getting good quality product. So that's hopefully that's the woke appreciation that the consumer will get, and as they go down the road, and they just don't really buy something because it's cheap, and they get it because it's the right product, less quality product, and it's going to give them the results that they need. And that's what we try to do here, is to match what their goals, expectations are with what's going to give them the best product in giving them that goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
To piggyback on the influencers, I've noticed that a lot of them are creating their own products, like their own energy drinks, their own protein bars, their own whatever.
Yeah.
Just read the label. That's all I'm saying. Read the label. And if those influencers, especially the fitness influencers, if they're really truly health conscious, they will, I'm assuming they would put healthy stuff in their products because they care about their bodies.
Right. Yes.
Like I've noticed products that these influencers have done filled with fillers and aspartame and dyes and I'm just like, shouldn't you have this platform, shouldn't you be helping the consumer get to where you are?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want that? Or do you want to keep them getting sick?
No, that's true. I totally get that. Yeah. And that's the good thing about your product is it's a very clean, very, as I say, natural concept approach. There isn't anything that you don't disclose on there that's not in there. I think that's the good thing about that. When is that new flavor going to be available, Giddy?
Great question. Right now it's under production. So we're looking at mid-October when it should be launched. And very, very excited about it.
Good.
I think it's a different.
Is definitely like that flavor better than the spearmint. Spearmint is just it's a very big flavor to it, and it definitely is your sinuses out at the beginning there. It's definitely a much more subtle flavor to it, and so I like the idea that you kept it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
And on top of that, where have you seen anything that's sour apple anywhere?
No, not really.
Like truly sour apple,
Yeah.
An apple taste, and not just like a little hint.
Yeah, no, it's got a good bold flavor.
Yeah, this is like you picture a green apple, you're chewing on it.
Yep.
Green apple.
Yeah. So we will look forward to again. Thank you, Giddy, for coming in. We'll look forward to seeing that new flavor come out in our stores, and you can come on by and experience the BashMouth taste and what it's going to do for you too. So thank you very much for joining us. And
thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next podcast.